Avast me hearties, and welcome back to return to Monkey Island. I'm Captain Swinney, and let's bother Wally.
Hey, Wally.
Well, 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 look what the surf washed ashore. It's Guybrush Threepwood.
Nice to see you again, too, Wally. Whatever your last name is.
Wally
I've
Feed.
spent years in therapy getting over being burned, blinded, blown up, abandoned, and marooned because of you.
Aye.
Yeah, good times, huh?
You're lucky I'm past all that and am running the best map shop within the Caribbean and beyond.
Yeah, I figured back in the day when Tales of Monkey Island knew that if there ever were to be more after that, Wally would be an antagonist against Guybrush and his family. If only out of revenge for basically everything that happened in, well, everything he listed.
You wouldn't happen to have a map to the secret of Monkey Island.
Funny you should ask. I recently made one on commission, but then they destroyed all my source material.
Of course they
It is the
did.
only one in existence. Best of luck to you.
I'm looking for a tree to make a stupid mop from. Have you got a map for that?
So the cook has sent you on one of his spiritual journeys?
He's
Been a
done
while
this
since
before.
I made one of those mop tree maps. What kind of tree is it again?
I don't know. A wood one?
That's okay. Just bring me a sliver of the wood and I can work it out from there. I'm that good.
There are
Okay.
a lot of maps in here.
We've got so many, you need a map to find them all. A little cartographer humor.
Yeah, I forgot
Even
how funny
littler
it was.
than you.
Looks like the shop across the way is in trouble.
The high-stakes, ego-driven world of pirating is changing, and dark magic is taking over. Voodoo magic is fun and all, but it's not what the new generation wants. Me,
Of
I'm on the
course.
bleeding edge and making a bundle. I'm about to franchise.
Really?
The town seems to be pretty run down.
Since Captain Madison made Melee her base of operations, people have been complaining. They say she brings a bad element to town, but that bad element spends a lot of money on maps. So, what am I supposed to do?
Do what's right?
I am. I'm doing what's right for Wally.
That'd be terrible life advice.
Hey, Wally. What's with the window ladder?
I use it to keep an eye on the neighbors.
Well, it's good to have a hobby. Hey, Wally. What's with the window ladder?
I use it to...
Well, it's good. I had a map like this once, but I sailed left. It's maps wrapped in maps. I didn't know you could do that. It's a map on a fan. What'll they think of next? This must be Trouser Island.
Actually, Mr. Threepwood, it's...
Yep, Trouser Island.
Hey, is it anything like Treasure
What's this map
Island? But
the secret movements and activities of my competitors.
That sounds reasonable. This map shows both sides of the globe.
It's twice the value.
aye, that it is, no matter what the flat
Wally,
earthers say.
can I have one of these maps?
Absolutely. If you pay for it.
Never mind.
Aye.
Ooh, those look fancy.
The finest tools.
I didn't know you made globes, too.
I don't. This is for reference. It's got all the latest continents.
Ooh, you got Australia in this month, me hearty. Now, how would I get
It's hopeless.
How would I get a sliver of the cook's mop?
It's an unusual safe with 5 keyholes.
Alas, the
Must
safe
be a
is
plot
not for
point.
sale. It has been placed with me for safekeeping.
Keep up the good work, buddy.
It's alright.
A crystal. Yeah, this isn't that kind of game. Everything's spilled out of it in a puddle. It says everything must go, but it says it with numbers. This is a neat symbol. What does it mean?
That used to contain magical disguises. But alas, they have all
I
gone.
could probably use
Too
one
bad
of
you're
those.
sold out.
There's always the famous eyepatch of John Laney at the museum. I'm sure the magic has worn off by now.
Ah.
Pointy.
It is a non-magical ceremonial.
Pointy.
It is a non-magical.
Oh, I'd like this knife.
An excellent choice. I will need you to verbally agree to a release of liability.
What?
Okay.
This product is not to be used in the commission of any crime, including vandalism, jailbreak, and theft of ancient priceless artifacts.
No
Do
problem.
I look like Indiana
Threatening,
Jones?
frightening, stabbing, shaving, or manicuring yourself or another person are likewise considered outside the
You
scope
might be wondering
of
why these
acceptable
kinds of
use.
liabilities exist.
Okay, I guess.
The product is not balanced for throwing.
Because
Throwing the
somebody
product
somewhere
violates
was
these terms
dumb
and
enough
will
to
invalidate
use
the
something
warranty.
like this for the
Whittling,
very
scrimshaw,
thing she's rattling off.
juggling, and any tricks involving stacking or balancing the product may cause serious injury and should not be attempted by unlicensed persons.
as Yankee lecture.
Use with breads, spreads, bedspreads, or thread may damage the product. If damaged, the product
Well, then
should
what
not
even be the
be
point of
used.
using
Product
it?
is sharp and should not be carried
Really,
in
a knife
pocket,
is
hook,
sharp.
belt,
Could have
hatband,
fooled
handbag,
me.
shoulder holster, or sheath. At
Then what's
all
even the
times,
point of
keep
getting
the
a
product
sheath?
away from children, pets, the aged or infirm, clowns, pirates, and adults.
Yar, this be
Where possible, it
discriminatory.
should be locked securely in a vault. The manufacturer accepts no responsibility for the consequences of any use or misuse of this product. By verbally assenting to these terms, purchaser hereby assumes all liability, past, present, and future, throughout this and all possible and impossible universes.
Oh, is this where I say yes?
Yes,
Yes. Is there anything I am allowed to do with it?
I am not able to answer that question, as it could create a liability issue.
Of course. Should we tell her that almost nobody actually reads those kinds of the documents? Precisely for the reason I was moping about.
Hi.
Are you my waiter? I want the excellent dish I had at the governor's mansion.
Then go to the
last week.
governor's
I
mansion.
don't know what it's called, but it was sort of, a hot food.
Well, that narrows
Yeah,
it
but I'm
down.
It had ingredients in it or something.
Most do.
Not your waiter.
I already told your incompetent cook this, but he still hasn't brought me my dinner.
I don't work here. I'm not a waiter.
Hop to it!
Right away, sir.
Guybrush, grow some backbone. Think you would have gotten it by now after years and years and years of pirating.
Stay away from my mom. Stay away from my mom.
How do I get rid of you?
Well, you look like the health inspector tasted your stew. Or you did.
Worse, Marlin is here.
Who?
The customer I have nightmares about.
The man whose reviews can destroy entire cities.
So I need to keep him happy, but
What episode of
it's that
MST3K was
impossible.
that?
Today he wants me to make him a dish that he ate last week at some kind of event at the governor's mansion. But of course he doesn't remember what it's called or know what's in it or even remember what color it was. He says he thinks it has ingredients in it.
The audacity
I
of
don't
that
have the
build
slightest
rat.
idea what to make.
Oh, look behind you! A three-headed monkey!
I do know a great stew recipe for monkey heads, but I can't think about that right now.
I'll
I'll see what
go
I can
to the
find out.
governor's
Thanks.
mansion. It makes my job of discovering the secret of Monkey Island easier. Meanwhile, on LeChucks' ship, the narrator is
LeChucks,
gonna
sir.
grow
Just
bored.
thought I'd pop in and let you know. Preparations to set sail are almost done.
You have all the supplies for the spell to get to Monkey Island?
Check. Squid ink, chickens, brimstone, cinnamon, monkey blood, mint, and an annoying skull.
An
Well done.
annoying
Mark
skull,
yourself down
eh?
for one less lashing
What
this
could that
voyage.
be?
Funny story. Guybrush Threepwood tried to sign on to the crew.
Threepwood? He must be looking for the secret too. That guy steals all my best ideas.
Really? I said that.
Wait, let him live. I want him to see me sail off for Monkey Island knowing the secret is lost to him forever.
Sure. I want to bring this up one more time. He's searching for this mythical secret of Monkey
Hey,
Island.
we all been
Good
wondering
idea.
what it
Shouldn't
was
we
since
be
the
out
first game.
terrorizing the high seas, instilling fear, creating mayhem, being more on brand. for LeChucks.
On brand.
I've had enough of you questioning my orders. Finish loading the ship, and whatever you do, don't let Threepwood on board.
Very well.
Well, joke's on you. I be making that. I be getting a mop in disguise with or without your consent.
It's a lot of work being governor. Well, I've come for a recipe. A dish you served at a recent function. It's been described as hot and having ingredients in it. Ring any bells?
I do host plenty of functions, but I'm afraid I don't have any idea what you're talking about.
I don't really have anything to say. I just like doing this.
Practice is nice, but I'm busy these days. Governor stuff.
At the end of the
The
plank.
blurb says it's a solid if somewhat predictable story about a roguish pirate and a doomed romance with a woman of station.
That seems familiar.
Can I borrow a book?
You've got a lot of nerve asking that. You never brought back the last book you borrowed. I had to buy another copy. You never even apologized.
I totally forgot.
Of course you did. You think like a cow.
Appropriate. You fight like a dairy farmer. Wait. Must be some way to acquire the recipe with.
Stay out of my bedroom, Threepwood.
Time was it could have been Guybrush's bedroom. Well, that would be a change of pace at least.
Warning. The dark forest ahead is deadly and twisty. Maps are highly recommended.
Especially if they be dancing lessons.
Oh, I used to love these when I was 6.
Hey, so did
I used
I.
to love these when I was 6. Until I got trapped in one for 2 days. I think they're illegal now. Museum of Pirate Lore. Once upon a time, I won a t-shirt right here on the front lawn.
Yes. Whatever happened to those shirts?
Welcome to the Melee Island Museum of Pirate Lore. I'm Conrad, the curator and docent here. I also edit the Pirate Times newsletter. Here, take my business card.
Thanks?
The museum showcases the largest collection of pirate memorabilia in the Caribbean. Or on Melee Island. at the
I'll
very
be the
least.
only one on
provenance of
Melee.
each item has been very carefully researched and fact-checked by myself and my team. Feel free to
So
explore.
you
And if you have any questions,
skimmed
just
over
ask.
Wikipedia. The site. The game's Wikipedia.
How on earth do you have that note?
Oh yeah, that's very interesting. That was found tucked inside of a book at the Fat Island Library. It's the actual note left by the ghost pirate LeChuck when he kidnapped Governor Marley.
I know what it is. The lookout handed it to me just before I finished my 3 trials. I was crushed, but undaunted. I gathered a crew and I sailed to Monkey Island to save her. Not that she needed it, as it turned out.
Wow, man, you're really into this. I've got a role-playing group on Thursday nights.
You don't believe me?
It's not a question of belief.
Bill Traps.
Never mind. It's not
Are
important.
ye accusing me of being a LARPer?
That map looks familiar.
That's 1/4 of the original map to the treasure of Big Whoop.
That's what I
got it from the
thought.
cartographer on Low Street. Apparently, he was somehow involved in the search for Big Whoop.
About all Wally managed to do was get kidnapped by LeChuck's henchmen.
That's not
And
the way he
reconstruct the
tells it.
map.
I'm just trying to help.
Thanks. I've got it under control.
What's this melted lump of metal?
It used to be a mug. It was melted by some kind of acid. It was found in the Melee jail many years ago, after an incident where like 20 pirates
It was the
escaped.
one pirate.
Hey, I did that. I had to keep pouring the grog from mug to mug because it was melting them. I had an armload of mugs, and I juggled them all the way from the scum bar to the jail.
Well, not
Also, I could get Otis
juggling,
to
but
join my crew. Not my greatest decision in retrospect.
That's a pretty wild
point
story.
is,
I'm telling you the truth.
I'm sure you are, but it just doesn't quite square with the official record. So it's hard to
yeah,
substantiate.
pipe down, you
Substantiate?
larper.
You've got an eyewitness.
Eyewitnesses are notoriously inaccurate. Human memory is plastic and suggestible.
Not yours,
That's
apparently.
Clay.
No, of course not. I deal in facts.
Of course you do.
What's the story with the wanted poster?
That is the earliest known wanted poster for Captain Kate Capsize. You can tell how notorious she was by the huge number of crimes listed there. Very impressive. I got it from a collector on Fat Island.
Those are my own crimes, actually. I was pretty much public enemy #1 on Fat Island at the time. I stuck Kate's picture on there so she'd get thrown in jail.
That would never work. Nobody's that clueless in real life.
This
Right.
is absurd. It's like this whole wall is stuff from my personal adventures, but somehow I'm not even mentioned in your stories.
That's what's so great about this museum. Everyone makes their own connections with the exhibits, and it's highly personal and different for everyone.
That's not what I'm trying to say at all.
That's okay. You don't need to say anything. Just listen to what the exhibits tell you.
Fine.
That's not how history works, bucko.
What was this cinder you've got on the wall?
Oh, that. Yeah, that was an unsent love letter written by Elaine Marley while she was governor of the island.
What? Elaine?
The recipient was referred to only as Plunder Bunny.
That
It
was
was a
around
really
when
touching
she
letter.
stopped.
Unfortunately, I put the candle too close to it.
Yeah.
What did it say?
Briefly
Tell me what
broke
she
up
said.
between Monkey
Oh,
Islands
you know,
1 and 2.
love letter stuff. Honestly, I don't remember a word of it, but it was touching.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah, you're about as helpful
Tell
as
me about this hunk of wood.
That's an original plank from the Golden
An
Hind,
elk.
autographed by Francis Drake himself.
in a bathtub.
Is this a left hook or a right hook?
That once belonged to the Dread Pirate Meat Hook. Supposedly he was ambidextrous. Also, he used to live right here on
did.
Melee.
And he was terrified of the parrot that ate his hands.
That's a nice ore.
The one with the coffin, yeah. The coffin had a lot of water damage when I got it from the voodoo lady in town. But I managed to restore it. It was used by a certain well-known captain in a daring escape from a Turkish prison.
Turkey
The
had
water
nothing
damage
to
is
do
actually from the
with...
swamp on Scab
with-
Island.
yeah, exactly. It's
Unlikely.
nowhere near
The
Turkey.
prison in question is nowhere near Scab Island.
You should think about hiring a research assistant.
Oh, I did. Unpaid, of course. Intern.
Well, you get what you pay for then.
Eyepatch worn by Captain John Laney, the pirate of 1,000 faces.
Wasn't that Joseph Campbell or someone else?
What can you tell me about this eyepatch?
That's the pride of the collection. It belonged to Captain John Laney.
And probably the only
Pirate
one
of
that can be
1,000 faces.
debunked by the player
Supposedly,
character.
It had voodoo powers that would disguise him. I tried it on though, and nothing happened.
Well, shiver me timbers. Parrot
It's
food?
cracker mix. Some assembly required.
I had such a headache dealing with that cracker puzzle on Dinky Island and LeChucks' Revenge. I actually had to reload a passe because I was that frustrated with me lack of progress. Shiver me timbers, that was discernment and no mistake.
Especially fortified for the healthy parrot diet.
Okay, but what do I mix this with?
Pirate Times. Editor Conrad Lee. Ready to publish your unrecognized genius. It's my very own, very sharp, non-magical ceremonial knife.
Okay. Yep.
Meat Hook's museum is gone. So is the cable to his island. That's just as well, given the worldwide rubber chicken with a pulley in the middle shortage.
Aye. Odds are good he's dead. Dead as a doornail. I don't know for certain. I just know he ain't around no more.
What's this thing?
It's a forgiveness frog. When no apology will do, give the forgiveness frog. It's like a card, only much better because it's a frog.
I've never heard of that before. Are you sure it's real voodoo?
No comment. It works. Trust me.
Right.
I'll take this forgiveness
Take it
frog.
anyway.
It can help someone forgive even very old transgressions.
How does this thing work?
The voodoo lady said it was a forgiveness frog.
How does this thing work?
Can you use your talents to tell me how Elaine is right now?
She is always close, no matter the distance.
Yeah,
Do
she's
your
been every
answers never
game.
make sense?
There are
now.
no answers, only questions that are finished.
Stop speaking in koans.
Is this the year when you finally tell me your name? It's
Yes.
become almost a running gag between us. But it's awkward, like when your glass is empty but you keep trying to drink out of it over and over.
I've
It
done
is
that.
Corina.
Karina?
Okay,
That's...
nice. Somehow
Not-
it was more exciting before I knew that.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
is
it's
true
work.
of many things.
Are you able to see what LeChuck is up to?
Your goals and the goals of LeChuck are aligned, as always. But his intentions are darker. He would use the secret to do terrible things.
Dark-er? What's that supposed to mean?
LeChuck must not acquire the secret.
That I
leave it there.
understood.
Got any other mystical advice or information for me? Stock tips or something?
No.
Of course you don't have anything to say. I liked it better when I thought when we I think it would have been better if you turned out to be the bad guy behind all of LeChuck's ne'er-do-wellness all this time. But no, apparently that's a red herring.
I don't really have anything to say. You're just
Practice.
Okay.
This is for you.
You're giving me a frog?
It's a forgiveness frog, for when words aren't enough.
You haven't even bothered to write anything personal on this frog. That's just rude. I reject your frog.
It's not easy being green. Every day you're the color of the leaves.
I sing only because it be a frog. Wait, how am I supposed to write on this frog? What? Froggy. Froggy. I need writing utensils. I need writing utensils and I need them bad.
Do you know more about this John Laney guy with the eye patch?
Captain John Laney was renowned as the pirate of 1,000 faces. It was said that
They
he
might be
could
referring to
fool
an
his
actor, not
best
Joseph
friend
Campbell.
with nothing more than an eye patch. That legend is true, but only because the eye patch he used was filled with much voodoo magic. The eye patch still exists. If an enterprising person...
Got it. Thanks.
Steal an eye patch. Gotcha.
Your sign says you're going out of business. Or is this one of those not really going out of business sales?
There is a new dark magic
I
on the
know
rise
those
in the
ones.
Caribbean. It has many adherents, particularly among the young.
True story.
There's
When
little demand
Toys
for
R
my
Us was
talents
closing
or
up, my
my
dad and I
wares.
scooped up a
Business is terrible.
baby
and
playpen
there are
for my
other
nephew.
factors.
at the
Captain
time.
Madison desires this location. That it belongs to me will be of little help against her financial and political powers.
Whoa, back up. Dark magic, you said?
I did.
How is it different from voodoo
How does dark
exactly?
magic work?
Runes, chemicals, the power of secrets. I am no expert. It's too sterile for my tastes. I like things messy.
Yeah,
and
young people
theatrical.
prefer efficiency.
Is dark magic powerful?
Powerful, yes, it can be. But dangerous. If the badger chews his own tail, soon there is no more badger.
You like that metaphor a lot, don't you?
It has many uses.
What is...
I'll get back
When
to
have you
breakfast.
ever
Fast.
spoken...
Supply
When have ye ever spoken of badgers? When have ye ever spoken of stinking badgers?
They're like glasses, only way less convenient. Look behind you! A three-headed monkey!
Oh, please take one. I use them to promote my business. See, it says nuts
Aye.
and more on the edge.
Thanks.
Ah, you gained some wit, Swally, yar.
It makes things look bigger.
I wonder... For some reason, I need to be getting Otis out of the cell. I believe a way to do that...
Watch your boots in here, son. It's
I can read the serial number. I'll write it down so I don't forget.
Wait, where's that pen and paper coming from?
Hello, Mr. Brush.
Hello. At the end of the plank.
My mother's. Please don't touch it.
Just investigating.
I see a peninsula trailing off into small islands, but no X marks the spot.
It's southern Florida. I have family there.
Ah, the Florida Keys, if you will.
Can you make me a key from this serial number?
Sure. Good choice on the lock. These are really sturdy. It's the same kind they use over at the jail.
Ooh, wow. What a
So-
coincidence. I had no idea.
Does she not care or does she not suspect?
Hey, Guybrush! Hey, kid!
Stop addressing me. People might think we know each other.
How's your day going?
Otis, the authorities have reconsidered your case and decided that you should go free.
I'm very grateful to the authorities and will not mention their name should any awkward questions be asked. Good luck, Stan. I hope you get acquitted.
I don't.
Oh, it's in the bag, friend, but thanks.
Hey, you're a fun character to interact with,
You look
but
like
you
you're
are
having
so
a good time. No
annoying.
thanks. I'm about to be acquitted. Escaping looks bad.
A hangman with only 4 letters.
Aww, this is where I risked my neck for Elaine, and she showed me she only needed me to risk my heart. Also, the windows need some work.
Aye, LeChuck did a
The
number
note
on that
says,
place.
forced to close. Thanks for the memories, but cash would have been better. The note says, forced to close. Thanks for the memories. Looks like a volcano island with horns that swallowed a basketball.
I hope that's what it is.
Once you have a key, you've got to open the door.
Yes, I've done that. Okay, now. Where were they? Babble, 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 babble. Babble, not bubble. You have a squid. I could use a squid. It was here that I matched wits with a seagull for a red herring defeat to George Lucas.
kind of person would just paint on a wall like that? Elaine would never have stood for this when she was governor.
In some urban areas, it's considered public art of some
This place
variety.
has kind of gone downhill.
Yeah, if there's a clearer sign of urban decay than graffiti, it would be literal decay, and we'd be out of time. This be Captain Swinney with the return to Monkey Island. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe. Click the little bell notification icon. I'll be seeing you soon. Until then, goodbye and farewells to ye.